I just did a video for micromanaging for a big time corporation, and I thought, I love my YouTube channel. I'm going to bring this same information to this audience. So, look, you can drop it in the comment section, have been micromanaged? Not only that, have you been micromanaged, but how did it feel? Because I would be surprised to learn that anyone in the comment section will say, hey, Doc, I've been micromanaged and it feels great. Instead, unless they're being sarcastic, instead, what most people tend to say is, I despise when I'm micromanaged. I really don't like it. And it makes sense why you wouldn't like it. Because when people micromanage you, they're essentially saying they don't trust your approach. They don't trust your approach and they don't want to hear your creativity or what you might come up with. And so it doesn't feel good. In fact, if you've been micromanaged a lot, you probably get to the point where you don't even feel like offering ideas, because if you offer an idea that is different from whatever the micromanager wants you to have thought, then it gets shut down. And then they wonder why you're shut down. Well, because of the micromanaging. Now let's flip it. If you're a manager, you might think, oh, I didn't realize how bad micromanaging was. But just check out the comment section, because I'm confident people are going to let you know. When you micromanage, let me get behind your eyes and try to understand why. Most people micromanage for a reason. And the reasons why they micromanage are usually these: perfectionism. Maybe they believe that their way works. And because they believe their way works, they want it to be done perfectly, and they cannot see alternative ways to get to that solution. Maybe past experiences is another reason why people micromanage. Think about a typical high school group project. Usually, maybe one person really cares about the group project, but the grade depends on it. So they put all of their effort into just doing it for everyone else. And that might work in high school or while you're young, but when you're a professional and you're trying to get a serious project done, if it's a group project, you need the group's perspective. You need the collective wisdom of many over the individual. That's why it's a group project. But if you're not able to feel secure enough with understanding that if someone else comes up with the answer, that doesn't mean less of you. It doesn't mean you're not worth something. Not only that, but imagine this. Let me set this picture up for you. Imagine that you come up to a mountain and there's a person, a guide, standing at the bottom of the mountain, and there's a sign that says, this is the only way up that mountain. The problem is you have already climbed that mountain from several different sides. So when you come up to this person who's telling you, no, this is the only path, this is the only way up there, you kind of look at them as though they're pretty strange. I don't understand your certainty. I've literally climbed this mountain from different perspectives. So if you can see the absurdity in a metaphor like that, that's really what it feels like when you go to micromanage someone who's already completed the task, albeit differently from how you know it can be done. And so to be able to become secure with yourself, to recognize that just because something's done a different way from how you would do it doesn't mean that it can't get done and get done well. That's a profound aspect to work on. The other reason why people might micromanage is this: maybe they are holding the responsibility for having the project needing to be done. And so perhaps they feel like the team isn't working with the alacrity, the quick willingness to get it done that they have the pressure to feel like it needs to get done with. And so that's a reason why my job always is to explain behaviors, never to excuse it. So just because that's an explanation doesn't mean that it's right or it's okay. So here's what you can do. If you find yourself micromanaging others, Step back and ask yourself, how can you motivate them? Oh, doc, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink. Yeah, but you can put salt in his oats and you can make him pretty darn thirsty. As leaders, as managers, to avoid micromanaging, you want to seek to internally motivate the people you're around. And there is a way to do that. In yield theory, we call it putting salt in people's psychological oats. We find ways to internally motivate people. Look, you can learn a lot more about that in my book, Walking Through Anger, because we talk about that. How do we meet resistant people where they are, get around that defensiveness, get around that ego, and speak in ways that can be heard? If you're struggling with micromanaging others and you want some help specifically with how to do that, reach out because I'm going to be posting significantly more regularly now. So reach out, drop a question in the comments or write to me through my website, and I'm happy to answer it. No one wants to be micromanaged. And the truth is, people don't like to micromanage because it doesn't feel comfortable. They just feel stuck and not sure how to move out of it. There is a way, but it will take a little bit of courage and it will take a lot of effort. But I promise you that effort will be worth it. Until next time, as always, I wish you much peace.